Hello, and welcome to the 1940 campaign. The Pain campaign. The as of yet name undecided campaign. Okay, so I did a little Patreon vote. And it turns out that you guys were very much interested in exploring new ways to hurt myself. So we are doing it. We are doing the Poor Ground Control and Delayed Reinforcements campaign, which is gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt. So I can't really express how much delayed reinforcements hurts you. It hurts you so much. It's people who don't understand why overstrength is good still understand why delayed reinforcements is awful. Because it's kind of it's funny that they don't associate the logic together, because it's kind of like inverse overstrength. Instead of all of your attacks being overpowered, all of your attacks end up being underpowered, and as they become more and more underpowered, they become worse and worse. Let's choose a random war criminal. Okay, today's random war criminal has been selected. Okay. Delayed reinforcements and poor ground control. So, I can't believe that delayed reinforcements is only 2 points. Because it hurts you so much. Okay, so it means you can't repair during battle at all. Now, my understanding is that there is a way to sort of get around it, which is that you can go to a supply hex and overstrength or understrength your unit, or upgrade or downgrade it, and that will repair it at the same time. So there is a method to repair. But nevertheless, even knowing that, this is going to be grim. Because, pulling your units, imagine the supply hex is right there on the front line. You've still got to spend one turn pulling the unit back to the supply hex. Then you've got to spend another turn upgrading it, downgrading it, doing whatever you need to do to repair it in the supply hex. So that's another turn gone. And then you've got to drive that unit back to the front line. So that's another turn gone, and that's 3 turns total. And that's if the supply hex is literally sat there on the front line. It's still going to cost you 3 turns. If it's not sat there on the front line, then it's going to cost you more. So yeah, that's pretty painful. It does mean that aircraft will be able to be repaired, as long as you keep some core slots free. So that you can... or start them overstrengthed, one or the other. Keep some core slots free, or start your aircraft overstrength, so you can just understrength them to repair them and then strengthen them back up again. But even that creates delays. So aircraft on a supply hex airport, because not all airports are supply hex airports, but aircraft on a supply hex airport still going to require 2 turns to repair, because you're going to have to understrength or overstrengthen them to get the repair done, and then after that you're going to have to put them back again how they were, because if you don't do that, then depending on whether you overstrengthed or understrengthed to repair or unrepair, you're going to lose your spare core slot that you're using for repairs. So you have to reposition your units where the core slots are are free, or where you're constantly keeping one core slot available so that you can make repairs. Anyway, this is the negative trait that no one touches because it's so bad. It hurts you so much. I mean, you guys saw how hard slow reaction and ruthless were, but delayed reinforcements is so much worse. So much worse than slow reaction. At least with slow reaction, you can protect with artillery. Well, you can protect with artillery in both cases, but with slow reaction, you can keep making repairs. You can throw money at the problem to keep yourself going. With delayed reinforcements, you can't throw money at the problem. Your units are going to get chipped down, and there really isn't much you can do about it except to play really immaculately and try and avoid taking damage in the first place. And that leads into the other nasty one, which is going to make preventing taking damage in the first place incredibly difficult. Poor ground control. This is the other one that most people won't touch. I've played a bit of a campaign before with just poor ground control. I did a stream on corporal difficulty with just poor ground control on, and it was pretty horrendous. It was pretty bad. Because the enemy just dives behind you. The AI sees opportunities to hit fragile units in your rear quarters, and it just with no fear or sense of self-preservation plows through your front lines, going after your soft rear guard. And it has the additional pain that sometimes when they plow units into your rear lines, they unintentionally create supply chain issues in your units, putting you in further trouble. So, yeah. So we're not doing -14 because we're not doing a minus at all, because I think that these two traits alone are going to be painful enough to deal with, and I just want to see how I can cope with them in a normal situation. I say a normal situation. We're still playing on Generalissimus, so we're still dealing with enemies with a 20% accuracy advantage, which translates into a 40% damage advantage. So we're still dealing with Generalissimus cost issues. So, yeah. We'll see how it goes. I think that this is going to be worse than -14, but we'll see. Okay, so with these two set in, I think I was going to keep the rule that I wasn't going to change anything else. Because there are opportunities here for me to pick up easy points. The usual easy points would be probably denied artillery would be the easiest of the easy points. That's an easy 3. I could almost certainly cope with denied air force as well, because the Germans didn't really modernize their fighters past the 109 for a while. So I could probably cope with denied air force for another year pretty readily. I actually think that slow modernization would probably be relatively painful with delayed reinforcements, because it means I wouldn't be able to use upgrades to repair my units in supply hexes, but it wouldn't change my ability to repair, because it's something that I could probably still get away with, because the ideal way to repair in a supply hex with delayed reinforcements on is to just overstrengthen it a little bit. Overstrengthen the unit a little bit, and then understrength it a little bit. Overstrength it, understrength it a little bit. That's the ideal way to repair it, and this makes an exception for overstrength. So there wouldn't be a problem. Once again, we've coped with an inefficient supply. Chaotic fire or inefficient supply are... I'm not sure which one is better or worse. I mean, they're both 1 point. Inefficient supply hurts you more when you have to move across a map a lot. Chaotic fire hurts you when you're doing a lot of tank combat and you want to chain together overruns, or you're using your artillery heavily. Although inefficient supply can hurt your artillery, it doesn't hurt your artillery as much as chaotic fire does. Because inefficient supply gives you 4 ammo per turn, no matter what. Chaotic fire doubles ammo usage, which means most artillery have got 6 ammunition, which means that they only get 3 shots. So you'll be getting 3 shots a turn with chaotic fire, whereas with inefficient supply you'd be getting 4. And chaotic fire is even worse for anti-aircraft guns and stuff that's only got 4 shots. But anyway, yeah, I'm not going to change any of this because I think there's too many easy too many easy points to be had. I don't want to give myself too many points. Okay, so with 7 points, how do I offset the 2 worst traits in the game? Okay, so we're gonna go with. I have a plan. I have an unusual plan in a way. So we've got to take perimeter control, and the reason why is because, as I said before, with poor ground control on, the enemy can just dive past me, which will hurt, which could possibly break my supply chains. So by putting perimeter control on, I can at least gain control of my supply chain without too much risk. Here's hoping. I'm going to put terrain expert on, because this gives me +1 base entrenchment in any terrain. And that is going to reduce the damage I take, and any method by which I can reduce incoming damage is going to be very, very powerful. Which also leads to me taking operational initiative, which most people don't realize. This is a permanent bonus. So it starts off as +4 on the first turn, +3, then +2. Okay, forget about that. That's honestly not important. This part of the trait is not really that important. What's important is that it gives you +1 initiative for the whole of the fight, from beginning to end. Most people don't realize that. They seem to think that it runs out after 4 turns. It doesn't run out after 4 turns. You get +1 initiative for the whole fight. And that can mean that your unit will fire first instead of second. Or it might settle a draw in your favor. Don't forget, most units of the same type have got... most units of the same type have got equivalent initiative. So +1 initiative is all you need sometimes to take the initiative, pardon the pun, and gain control of the fight, of the fight resolution. Now, I was very tempted to take Master of Blitzkrieg simply to get my units back off the front line faster. But I'm not sure how much work I'm going to be doing with tanks, because I've got no way to repair them. So that was something to think about. I did like the idea of deep recon giving me the ability to see what's going on everywhere, because I can't afford to take damage. I can't afford to take any damage anywhere at any time. There's also auxiliary force, which would allow me to deploy a load of garbage to auxiliary force would allow me to deploy a load of scout planes as auxiliaries. That could be really helpful for me. As well as allowing me to just buy and spam units for the sole purpose of just losing them. I can always take my chances on Killer Team as well. Everyone loves it when I take Killer Team. When it turns out to be 3 garbage heroes. Everyone's like, yeah, he got 3 garbage heroes. Woo. What a car crash my hero rolls have been so far. If you started this campaign fresh and just got the default heroes, you would have a better selection of heroes than the ones I've got, I think. It's not even unfair to say that. I'm a huge fan of Anti-Air Veteran as well. to be fair. Truly I am. The ability to deploy auxiliaries could be very nice. I do like industry connections as well. There's a lot of I think there's a lot of infantry grunt work coming up as well. Potentially. And you know, less slot cost makes it easier for me to repair these units. Or overstrengthen them to keep them running. Nah, to be honest, I can probably get some anti-air veteran effect with a lethal hero anyway. I have one lethal hero. I generally put it on artillery, but I can put it on anti-air. Now that I can capture again. I suppose I can keep my artillery. I mean, I won't be aiming for big encirclements because it won't be possible. Not with poor ground control and delayed reinforcements on. Good luck. To me, it's a toss-up between industry connections and auxiliary force or infantry general. Infantry general would allow me to better preserve my infantry. Auxiliary force and industrial connections would allow me to better deploy ethereal units to fill roles for me in an emergency. I think once I start taking serious damage on the front line, I'm going to need to call on the auxiliary force and the industrial connections to actually just spam out units to actually fill in gaps while my actual core units are being repaired or being conserved. Okay. Are we happy? I would love to just tick denied artillery right now and also grab infantry general. And hell, I could probably even grab denied air force and also grab anti-air veteran and a couple of other things. These are easy points for me, but I'm not doing it because it's that was part of the campaign rules that I promised I wouldn't do that. So 7 points is luxury, I suppose. Maybe in some people's opinion that will be luxury, but we'll see how it goes with these two horrible traits on. I also like industry connections just because it's interesting. It's just interesting to get stuff that you don't have normal access to. Yeah, I would have liked to have picked up deep recon, infantry general, and anti-air veteran. At the very least, putting denied artillery on, which would be 3 easy points for me to manage, would allow me to take infantry general and deep recon. At almost no cost to me. I have loads of artillery. I managed to conserve my artillery like an absolute champion in the last part of the Grand Campaign in 1939. I managed to conserve all of my artillery. Didn't lose any of it. Well, I lost a bit, but like not much. I've still got tons of artillery in reserve. So I definitely could get away with denied artillery without any trouble whatsoever and grab a few more nice traits. But it does feel cheesy, so I'm not going to do it. Okay. Alright. The situation in Norway requires our immediate attention. Of course. Capture 3 victory hexes. Protect at least 3 grounded BF-110s. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen because with poor ground control and no repairs, these guys are going to murder. They're going to murder this infantry here. Spoiler alert. Oh, the unmanned fortification got us. Our arrival is late. The KMS Bulcher is burning. Bulcher. I think that's an Norwegian has the as well, but it's written as a 0 through a line with a line through it. I'm afraid there's nothing we can do. I might be able to save it. There's still time. I don't know if you can deploy at that hex, though. The skies have not been cleared of Norwegian fighter biplanes, though, so any Ju-52s we send should be accompanied by Bf-109s. To victory! 0 slots! Yes! Oh, I'm so happy. Just that one. Just one decent hero is fine. That is my first 0 slots. Just one good hero. That's all I wanted. I'm so happy. The other ones can be trash and I'll still celebrate. Readiness. Ooh, that's so useful for this. Strikes first when defending. That's so useful for this campaign. That's not, I wouldn't say that's like an S grade or A grade hero normally, but when you're playing with delayed reinforcements, this could be life-saving. Reduced slots. Oh, it's great! It's great. I'm so happy. I wouldn't have minded some offensive heroes, though. I still only have one offensive hero, which is Double Strike. That's the only offensive hero I have. No retaliation. That is pretty solid hero. Wow, that was great. That was a great lineup. Very pleasing. Okay, alright. We have 4 air transports. Now, what most people don't know is some artillery and guns can actually be air transported as well. I think I wish there was an easy label. I'm pretty sure that this can be transported. Unit commissioned in 1936. Hmm. If I take the transport off, I think I can transport this using a plane. Because it's considered to be a light gun. I still have to deal with denied Air Force. And denied artillery for the first turn. Okay, hang on. I'm pretty sure I had some in reserve. $70 mil. Or 75 mil. I'm pretty sure that these can be transported by airplane. Let's position this one next to this airfield so we can load it up. Full Scrimjäger. I'll send them and a full Scrimjäger detachment. I'm gonna have to over-strengthen them, or they'll never survive. Okay. Yeah, this has got a slightly different growth, that's why it's on 18. This transport, a little known effect of this transport is that it adds 5 attack to your stats. It also changes the growth rate of your unit. It's my pioneers. Okay, this guy just had a load of garbage on to try and level him up. Let's go with... Let's stick that readiness on there. Because this guy is going to be going in front line. Learns from mistakes is going to be total garbage. Okay. I have no artillery deployed, really? Let's put fast learner and aiming assistance on this. If it survives life on the front line. What is the slot cost for this? Not like what is the slot cost for this as standard? Four. Three. Movement. I can't remember how much movement you require to save the old vulture. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's out of range. I have to use a different aircraft. I could use that to take out the anti-aircraft gun though, for sure. Oh, I didn't deploy any artillery because I deployed like this massively overstrength KV force last time and used it as my artillery. My reduced slots on this guy. Do you know what? I actually don't mind that. Two self-repairing monster tanks. But let's take double attack off. Let's take legendary off this one and let's give this one reduced slots as well. Okay. This is not more expensive than artillery, is it? Really? 10 slots, really? 10? At half price? Okay, yeah, 5. Still quite expensive, actually. Still surprisingly expensive. Okay, alright. So... 11. Why are you 11? Because you can be. Okay, that's fine. Let's go with... What's the range on this thing? 16. Hard attack 4, soft 14, air 5. That's really solid soft attack, actually, 14. What's the slot cost on this bad boy? 2. And these ones are all 1, right? Okay. Let's get my most experienced bomber. pull that one out. To save, I want to save the Vulture. Sorry, I'm not talking here while I'm thinking. I want to save the Vulture. In order to save the Vulture, you need 2 powerful aircraft. 1 to bomb the fort into paste, and 1 to get rid of the anti-aircraft gun. The anti-aircraft gun is in range of your dive bombers, so you can use a dive bomber to get rid of that. But in order to get rid of the fort, you need a strat bomber. Preferably a lethal one. Or you need something else with more than 11 range. Don't I have like that gnarly tactical? The weird one. This one. It's got 12 movement. I think these have got 11, right? This will do the job. It's also like the most slot expensive plane I've ever seen at 4 slots. Man, those 0 slot heroes are actually going to really help me out here. Hang on. You're not supposed to deploy these KVs because they're like mega slot thirsty or slot heavy. I don't have any fighters deployed either. Okay. Entrenchment killer, ignores entrenchment, and Galland. Galland is not that useful on a bomber normally. Okay. Let's shuffle these away. So, in order to save the Vulture, I'm the best strat bomber I have. Oh, I haven't got any parts. That's as powerful as I can make it because I haven't got the parts. Okay, where's that freak? What I should do is I should put 0 slots on this. Because it's going to be the most expensive thing that I deploy. For sure. Okay, so 8 slots. It's a lot of slots. Let's go with... double attack. Ignores entrenchment. This will be the one that smashes down my smashes down that fortress for me. Shock tactics. If I put reduced slots on it, I can also crank up the size. This is not like, it's not super efficient, but I got work to do over here. So this one needs to take out the anti-aircraft gun and also be available for other tasks. So, for the purposes of bombing the enemy, it's a strat bomber, so it's already got entrenchment busting. Only 2x though, so not exciting. Man, no retaliation is it's quite precious. I'm not really sure I want to put it on anything. Like a strat bomber. Cheap replacements. Useless. I need lethal for this one, I think. I have to take it off my anti-aircraft gun. Yeah, I'll just stick legendary on it. Why not? Needs to be somewhere. No retaliation, shock tactics, and entrenchment killer is a good setup for a fighter. Because a fighter, once you're done killing all of the enemy's aircraft, what does a fighter do? Well, with entrenchment busting, it can actually serve a purpose. Smacking in entrenched positions for us. Okay, we can get up to 3.5 stars now, so let's get this guy on. In fact, we'll use no retaliation and shock tactics on this one. So we can use Gallant to strafe units and make sure that they don't move. Do I really want no retaliation on him? Because he's actually got high initiative. I think it'd be pretty solid without it, actually. We'll stick entrenchment killer on him, so we can use him to bust positions. For spare fighter. Maybe no retaliation would be better on this fire. Let's boost it up a little bit. I can't repair my units, so I need the overstrength to actually make these units durable. Okay, so that's gonna smash things for me. These two should enable me to rescue the Belcher. Belcher. I'm not German, so I'll never pronounce it correctly. I actually speak Norwegian at a pretty solid grade now, and I can tell you for free that you will never pronounce it correctly. Cheap replacements, guys. Okay, no retaliation, no surrender, perfect for infantry. Strikes first when defending. Where's my buddy? Aggressive counterattack. There we go. That'll make life difficult. Okay. So the only concern at the moment is I've not brought any artillery with me. I'm using my aircraft as artillery. It's not really ideal. Okay, let's hold... Actually, let's hold one of these in reserve because I only have four transport planes. So with the 2 units I already deployed, with these two units that I already deployed, plus two paratroopers, that's my 4 transports used. I'll deploy some auxiliary paratroopers as well. We can throw them at this island. There's a bonus over there, I believe. Hey, it's my friend, the armored train. Haha. Trash. Such trash. If only it had the same kind of stats as the brain melting. If only it had the same stats as a normal artillery, i.e., that it could actually fire back at things. It would have been more useful. As it stands, it's a very overpowered 70mm artillery that can't shoot soft. It's only 2 slots, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. Okay, I got 1 slot left to use. I don't know if I really needed to bring all these recons either, but actually, I'd better hold that. I'd better hold that slot. No. Not there, actually. Blocking airport real estate. Okay, that's 2 of my air transports gone. I believe that these can be air transported, so I'm going to air transport them too. Light guns can be transported by air. Okay, I gotta leave 1 core slot available. I can't buy like a horde of scout planes or anything. Okay. Add to basket. No. Auxiliary Volksgruppenjäger. These ones, I'll just deploy them over here immediately. Straight into the friggin' frying pan. Why did that happen? There we go. The movement on these is like 12. Not amazing, but should reach. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, they'll reach. So these two are going to go up this way, along with this artillery. These support units will go up here, and the throwaways will go over here to help make a mess. Okay, let's go. It's a freakish plane. Plus my strat bomber. And the two fighters that support them. Gallant in the middle. I don't know if I should put fearsome reputation on that front line, yeah. Put fearsome reputation on that front line, full scream Jaeger. It's gonna make it really, really horrible for them to fight that. Let's make it as horrible as possible for them to fight those units. Okay, artillery at the front. I'll just roll it forward. My spare anti-aircraft gun. I don't think the Norwegians have got much in the way of anti-air, but we'll see how it goes. Forget plowing up here, by the way. It's I have played this mission once before, or twice before. It's just, as the mission briefing said, it's all sea mines and ships, and by the time you clear away the sea mines and the ships to get up here, you could have just driven up the road and killed everything. So, kind of actually pointless to deploy here. Sad to say. You are literally better off just immediately deploying your stuff on land. I have brought quite a lot of recon cars here, but hopefully I'll find use for them. Instead of bringing along another artillery. I'll just immediately undeploy these. Okay. Okay, that's everything. That is everything. I might promote this guy from scout plane to something else once I regain access to aircraft. Alright, that is deployment and campaign setup complete. I'm really happy with my killer team. It almost makes up for the garbage that I've gotten for such a long time now. Alright. Join me next time. We are going to get some 1940 poor ground control and delayed reinforcements in. So I will see you then.